Good evening and welcome to a wet COTA circuit of the Americas. We're on the national out for the GT5s, sponsored by Emily Linscott. As we watch Jamie F430 on his way out, 6:44, the first man on the circuit, trying to get the best conditions. We race 14s here. The Sawyer clan. Ellis Thomas 7 makes his debut in the GT5s with our RBDR MV. Gaza 123, Shadowstalker DBS, Web User Johnny, Envoy Extreme, Gianlaga Fanny, Giorgio Magellano, or Giorgio Magellan 0, shall I say? The Les, Sandok 3, and obviously Jamie F430. So obviously at the national circuit, slightly smaller, cuts out the loop where you get the acute hairpin left. We watch Sikhs coming through the Bahrain-esque turn up towards the reverse of like Istanbul turn 8. And towards the penultimate corner. And the final corner here at COTA as he begins his first lap. Gaz123 has rejoined the rooms. Obviously a small disconnection there. Hopefully that won't happen too often. Do you want to see start his lap? There's the Sawyer clan. Just coming up to the final corner there. With it being fairly wet, it'll be interesting as we have someone else join. There's Gazette back in. 14 cars on the grid. Good to see his Envoy Extreme there as well. The Gaz has some sort of penalty. He has a one-place grid drop for whatever reason. Sweet flag comes through the S section. Down onto the back straight. Sweet clan. So taking a bit steady, making sure he gets a banker lap in first by the seams of it, as there's web user Johnny. Where Seek sets the first time a 150.5. Envoy Extreme there, so he's setting one out of the pit lane. Boyrax a 14. Also on his way. I think there's someone spinning in front of him. Yes, it is. I don't know who that is. But Boyrax a 14. Jamie takes provisional pole position with the 149.1. What can Boyrax do? A 1:47.6, 1.7 seconds quicker than anyone else. There's Lagafani. The layers are putting a good time, putting for third place at the moment. The national circuit, 2.3 miles long, total of 20 turns. I think 20 turns is actually less than 20 turns. It's 14 turns worth of corners here, but I'll call them as they would be in the Grand Prix circuit. So this is the layers going through turns 14, 16, 17 and 18. There are no, for tonight's reference, there are no turns 7 to 11. As we come up to turn 20. What can the Les do? Currently down in 5th at the moment. Puts it in 4th of 148.9. Boyraxers though, still ahead. Jamie's improved, but not by enough to catch Boyraxer at all. Whilst they're going round, let's have a look at the championship standings. Boyraxer does lead on 119 points. Gaza123 is on 105. Adam Morris is on 88. Jamie F430 is on 86. The Les on 51 with AMH Racing. Cam123 Diz is on 43. Six is on 43. Web user Johnny on 42. Seeds 82 is on 37. Sandwalk 3 has got 34. Shadowstalker on 29. The Dizzler 26. Radovan is on 25. Fraser 23, Aftercape 18, Peace Got Live 85 is on 17, the Sawyer Clan is on 13, Ginger Poisson 12, and the Brent Fry 699 currently sat on 8 points. Giorgio Magellan, newcomer to the series, they've been making a good first impression here. Seat comes around the final bend. So he's still in 5th place at the moment. Here comes Lagafani. Coming through the last couple of corners then. Lagafani currently in 7th place. A good solid qualifying so far from him. With a minute 20 left here at COTA. Maybe Johnny obviously not going back out again. Standock 3 in 9th place at the moment. So look at the rookies, and Gaza123 puts in a time. Now puts him at 2nd provisionally on the grid, but he's still 1.1 off of Boyraxer 14 here. Rookies for these, I say rookies, debutants, shall I say. Giorgio Magellan. And I think there's Lagafani just gone into the wall on the exit of turn 12. He's currently in 4th place at the top of the debutants. Ellis Thomas currently sat in 10th place. RBDRMV, he's in 11th. And that's all of our debutants currently at the moment. Boyraxer though, it looks like the weather's clearing, so potentially a drier line coming to fruition. It's a little bit wide though. On to the main straight. Across the line, doesn't improve. Qualifying is now over. I think he just about snuck across the line. So we'll have a look who's coming across the line next. Is Giorgio Magalan. I will apologise if I pronounce your name wrong. It's third place for the debutante so far. Jamie's also put in a time so far. He's now 0.2 off. Giorgio Magalan only 0.6. Jamie. Here comes Gaza 1, 2, 3. What can he do? Up to the line he comes. He puts it on pole position at the moment, a 1:46.9. Nearly just over half a second quicker than Boyraxa. That's a lot of time now to find for Boyraxa. Who's next? It's going to be RBD RMV 33. Max Verstappen fan, obviously. Across the line. Does improve his time, doesn't improve his position. Here comes Ellis Thomas. And what can he do? Currently the top 10 on debut. Stays top 10 in the debut. CX44. Sat in 6th place. Be looking for the top 5 qualifying position. Across the line. Doesn't get it. The Les will be next across the line. What can he do about this situation? Across the line. He goes second quickest now. So Gaza takes pole position with Boyraxa second, clinching that second place back away from the Les. Jamie F430 is in 4th, Giorgio Magalan in 5th place. 644 is in 6th, Lagafani in 7th, quite possibly one of his best qualifying results. Web user Johnny is in 8th, Sandwalk 9th, Ellis Thomas is in 10th, RBD RMV in 11th, Sawyer Clan 12th, Shadow Stalker DBS is 13th, Envoy Extreme rounds out the grid in 14th place. So we await the starting orders here at COTA. Boyraxa is starting on pole position after that one place grid penalty for Gaza 1, 2, 3. So you'll wait those 3 red lights to send the drivers on their way. We have the 3 red lights. We are green here at COTA. Who's got the best start? Looks like Boyraxa's got a decent enough start to keep Gaza behind. Gaza will slot in second. Jamie looking to keep that third. Get that fourth place. The Les down the inside defending. Lagafani looking up the inside of everyone there. 6th and 6th. Lagafani has lost out though, taking that tighter line. He's now down into 8th place. Down through the fast right-hander, and Boyraxa still leads from Gaza 1, 2, 3. Through the Silverstone-esque section and towards the Nationals part of the circuit. Flicking left. Jamie F430 on the back of Gaz. He's actually overtaken the Les. The Les is now looking to get past here for second place and that third. And in the background, that looks again as Thomas. Oh no, there's Ellis Thomas there. Sandwalk 3 getting a bit sandwiched between Lagafani and Ellis Thomas. I don't know who that was in the background then. That was RBD, RMV and Envoy Extreme both spinning, coming onto the back straight. Boy Rex 14 still leads from Gaza though. Still under pressure here from Jamie F430. As we head towards the Istanbul-esque turn. Towards the penultimate corner, line astern at the moment. Onto the pitch straight, and Boyrexer will lead this first lap here at COTA. A little bit wide there for Giorgio Magellan, who has got past the Les. The Les having a bit of a shocker out of the final corner. Seeks behind with web user Johnny, currently sat in 7th. Alice Thomas 7 in 8th place. If he can get the toe off of web user Johnny, he could get on the back of him. Lagafani here, Sandwalk up the inside of him, coming up towards turn 1. Hit the brakes. He's alongside. Can he get a decent enough run out? Squeezes Lagafani to the exit. And takes that 9th place. Solid move that from Sandwalk. At the front, and Jamie still pressurising Gas, whilst the Les has got Seeks quite literally up his chuff. So we head on to the back straight for the second time on 9. That's Giorgio Magellan. He's gone round onto the back straight. The Les still has Seeks right behind him though. But this is now for 4th position. Gaza and Jamie need to work together, and I think this is what they're doing. They're going together a little bit so they can catch up to Boyraxa here. On board with Seeks, coming towards turns 16, 17 and 18. Just in case you're wondering, there is not 20 turns on this circuit, I'm just using a map reference. As I got back home on short notice, so I've had about 5 minutes to prepare for tonight. I wasn't expecting to be here, but here I am. Into turn 20 then, 4 Seeks, 44. He's dropped off the back of the Les. And that's not ideal for him in his battle for 4th. Oh, and that's a car round. That's web user Johnny with Alice Thomas. Let's see who thinks who's at fault there. Yes, Alice Thomas waiting for web user Johnny. Maybe going for a move down the inside, not quite paying off. Shame for web user Johnny though. And allows NGR and Lagafani up into 7th place now. Giorgio Magellan looking to try and resurrect this race a little bit, having a bit of a spin, running in the top 4. He's now got to do a bit of damage limitation, but it's still a solid debut so far, as he's on lap 3 of 9 here at COTA National. Gaza has pulled away from Jamie, who actually has done this. I'm thinking Jamie's had a bit of an issue somewhere, because he has lost time to Les. And yes, the rear end of that Ginetta is very, very loose at the moment. But the Les is being pressurised by 644, so he can't make a mistake either. This is about to become a 3-way battle here for the podium. Meanwhile, Lagafani's looking down the inside of Sandwalk, which would be the outside for turn 13. Sorry, not turn 13, that's turn 16. 17 and 18. Down to turn 19. Lagafani not quite close enough yet to bust a move, but he will be having a look very shortly, I would imagine. Good user Johnny has Alice Thomas behind as well. Another one to keep an eye out. Back at this battle for second. Jamie's gradually pulling away a little bit, but the Les still has Seeks behind. He cannot let up at all. Boy ranks of 14, he's getting away with this one. He's 1.7 ahead of the pack. Here's Sandwalk with Lagerfani behind. Alice Thomas, can he get enough of a draft to make a move into turn one? It doesn't look like he will. As they come up to the Delhi-esque corner from the Indian circuit. See signboard on the outside there. Jamie F13 still in third place. Seeks has got past the Les though. But the Les not looking like he's not going to have a lot of it. As he comes through turns 13 and 14, he's right on the back of Seeks. He's looking to the outside. Maybe a switchback coming through turn 15. Yeah, can't quite get the grip though. Has got very good drive though coming into 16, 17 and 18. See how close he is to the back of Seeks. Seeks is going to have to go defensive very slightly, not a lot though. He knows that's not much of an overtaking spot, but this one is. Onto the main straight. Good run from the Les. Is it going to be enough to bust the move into turn one on lap 5? Seeks not defending. Les at the inside for turn one. Seeks having to go around the long way, and it's not quite going to work. He is still there, not quite. Les has finished the move through turn 2. And another solid move made in this race, but that has lost some time to Jamie, who's now wandered off in third place. Giorgio Magellan has got past NGR Lagerfani. Sandwalk 3 currently in 6th place, a good result so far. Web user Johnny still has Alice Thomas behind him. There is Shadow Stalker around in 11th with RBDRMV. And the Soy Clan behind, and Envoy Extreme is now in the pit lane for some reason, maybe a tyre change halfway through the race. Boy Ranker still leads though, he is 1.6 seconds, he is not setting mega quick times, just enough here to keep Gaza behind. The Les has managed to pull 6/10 on Seeks. Sandwalk 3 now has Giorgio Magellan for company through 16, 17 and 18 we go. The number 2 machine going after, I think, the number 16. Could be number 17 though. Into the penultimate corner. No move on there. He'll look for the run. He's gone around the outside. Little bit of door rubbing, but that might have cost him a run here into turn 1. There's Seeks. There's the Les. Yeah, I think that's cost Giorgio Magellan a run into turn 1, trying to bust it around the outside. Not quite working. As we go on to lap 6, the final third of this race has begun. Trying the switch back into 2, trying to go around the outside. Isn't quite going to work, I don't think, not in these cars. And these in this S section of corners, definitely not a place to try and overtake in this sort of weather conditions. Through the national section and on to the back straight we go. Giorgio Magellan. Seeks has dropped off the back of the Les, so that battle may be over for now. But all this battling with Giorgio Magellan and Sandwalk is going to bring Lagerfani back into play. Switchback move from Giorgio. That is a fantastic move from the debutant. He's up into 6th place. He couldn't have executed that any better. That little switchback move into turn 13 and 14. Very well done. And Lagafani now has a chance here. If he can get onto the back of Sandwalk 3, he may could have a look for that 7th place. Behind, web user Johnny's managed to break away from Ellis Thomas for the minute. He's currently 2 seconds up the road. And I believe Envoy Extreme, has been lapped by a few people. He's got Giorgio Magalam behind. Good of him to keep going though. 14th, he's points paying positions all the way down the field for NXTGEN. He'll be getting a total of 3 points at the moment, which might not sound a lot, but in a championship battle with someone can be crucial. Back near the front, there's Jamie FL30, Kazza's up ahead. As we head into the end of Sector 2 with Jamie. Giorgio, Sandwalk, there's Lagafani. Looks like we might have a bit of a battle down the back here with RBD, RMV, and the Sawyer clan. Currently 1.6 seconds the gap, but there is the potential here for a bit of a battle if the gap closes. Oh, but that's a big mistake from RBD. He's into the wall, trying to use the curb, and unfortunately in this wet weather conditions, not going to work very well. He rejoins the circuit. That's very quick. Oh, and that is very naughty from RBD RMV. That's a very naughty move. But we continue to watch Jamie at the moment. Currently in 3rd place, not only being harassed, but the Les is setting in some good time. He took half a second out of it on the last lap. He's only 1.5, so if Jamie lets his guard up, it's not going to be wise for Jamie here. There's Giorgio Magalan, there's Sandwalk, Lagafani behind, web user Johnny, who has about 5 seconds now to Ellis Thomas. There's RBD RMV. And the Les has really closed his gap up. He's now 1 second. Can the Les get on the back? This is the final lap now. We're coming on to lap number 9 of 9, and the Les is within touching distance of that podium. He's got the pace, but can he get Jamie here on this final lap? He's going to have to put a bit of pressure on him to begin with in this lap. He's going to have to get in those mirrors and really start psyching him out here. Meanwhile, in the background, we have Ellis Thomas and Shadowstalker coming together for a little battle of their own. The Sawyer clan with our BD RMV also there, but this is the main battle for 3rd place at the moment. Boyrex 14's off up the road in 1st place from Gaza. We also have Sandwalk and Lagafani coming together for a little battle in this final lap. So all the action happening here on lap number 9 of 9. The gap increasing now to just over a second. The Les having a poor 2nd sector so far. As we head through 13 and 14 and towards 15. A bit wide from Jamie, could give Les the incentive. 0.4, the Les needs to make it 0.4 in the last few corners. You'd have to think it's not quite going to work, but he's going to give it a go. He is absolutely flat through that right-hander into the penultimate corner now. He's got the final turn to negotiate. He's got the run. Jamie looks defensive. It's going to be a drag race to the line. You can hear the Les on the power early. We've got a drag race up towards the line now. And Jamie F13 will take it. We missed Boyraxer taking the win there. Boyraxer does win from Gaza. Jamie F30 does take third place away from the Les. Cracking a little about the end. There's Seeks coming across the line for fifth place. Giorgio McLaren. Sixth place for him. A very solid debut. Shame about the little crash. Could have been fighting for that podium. Sandwalk 3 will hold off Lagafani for 7th place. Web user Johnny coming around for 9th. Shadowstalker has got Ellis Thomas. Ellis Thomas might have made a mistake somewhere because he's now down in 13th place. But web user Johnny, another good drive from him, 9th place. You'll be happy with that. Shadowstalker, a top 10 for Shadowstalker. This is a cracking result for Shadowstalker. He will be the first to be, he's normally near the back, but a top 10 finish, that will give him a big confidence booster going into the rest of the season. 4 rounds to go. RBD RMV 33, 11th place at the moment, followed by the Sawyer clan. Ellis Thomas in 13th on his debut, and Envoy Extreme has already finished, I think. Yes, he has, in 14th place. So Boyraxer takes, this provisional results here from COTA. Boyraxer takes first place from Gaza, Jamie F30, the Les, Seeks 44, Giorgio Magalan, Sandwalk 3, Lagavani, Web user Johnny, Shadowstalker, RBD RMV, the Sawyer clan, Ellis Thomas 7 in 13th, and Envoy Extreme sits in 14th place. So the next race for these boys, I will find out for everyone because it's next week, normal time. It turns out Envoy Extreme pitted for dry tyres for the end of the race. That's not a good idea, apparently. So the next race for these guys is round number 9. Next week from Sugo. So that should be a great race to watch, actually. Should produce some very, very tight action. Next up is my point of view of the GT4 League. But for myself and everyone in the GT5, thank you for Emily Linscott for sponsoring this event. And thank you for watching it. But until next week for the GT5s, enjoy the rest of your evening.